in the Republic of South Sudan. I would like to convey New Year's Eve greetings to our Chinese colleagues and our hosts here to the Beijing Juba Hotel. Today, we'll adhere to our standard board meeting agendas, focusing on incidents related to the permanent ceasefire and the implementation progress of the transitional security arrangements, with particular attention to noteworthy updates since our last meeting on December 12, 2024. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, during this reporting period, the ceasefire between the signatory parties has remained largely effective across most monitored areas by CTSAMVM's monitoring and verification teams. However, it is with regret that I must inform you, as I did with the CTSAMVM Technical Committee, that for the first time in my tenure as a chairman, the integrity of the ceasefire is not upheld across all the South Sudan. CTSAMVM is particularly concerned about ongoing armed clashes between two signatory parties along the state boundary between Western Equatoria and Western Bahr el Ghazal. Our monitoring and verification teams were alerted to reports of these clashes over the weekends of January 11 and 12. Consistent accounts from both parties and civil society representatives indicate that these incidents were not isolated misunderstandings, but rather considerable attack on ceasefire partners. These exchanges of fire have tragically resulted in loss of life, injuries, and displacement among civilians and uniformed personnel. CTSAMVM has already addressed these issues with the Joint Monitoring and Coordination Office and the CTSAMVM Technical Committee. Consequently, our monitoring and verification teams from WOW and the MBO have been assigned to investigate the case. CTSAMVM condemns these armed exchanges and urges both parties to exercise restraint and sound judgment. We emphasize that this is a critical moment for exemplary leadership, one that embraces dialogue and fosters mediations and alleviates tensions and resolves grievances peacefully. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today we will also discuss CTSAMVM Violation Report 2025-01 concerning armed exchanges involving the SSPDF and armed civilians in Nasser town. This area has long been a hotspot for conflict and has been the focal point of various state and county mediation efforts. CTSAMVM supports these initiatives and, alongside several distinguished members of our technical committee and board, conducted a joint dynamic air patrol to Nasser town on January 16, 2025. The participants engaged with both security and civilian stakeholders to gain insights into the drivers of conflict, with a particular interest is how the CTSAMVM Technical Committee and Board can support ongoing and future peace-building efforts in the county. We'll also hear testimony from the monitoring and verification team regarding the operational impact of insufficient trained personnel with the criminal justice system. This concern is compounded by community accounts highlighting the social ramifications of limited access to state security services. Such frustrations are particularly pronounced given the number of graduate necessary unified forces currently awaiting deployment from the necessary unified force training centers. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, during this reporting period, CTSAMVM conducted 3 long-duration patrols in Warab, Upper Nile, and Jonglei State. In collaboration with UNAMIS, we executed 6 dynamic air patrols to reach the most inaccessible areas, fulfilling our mandate across the country. Under Article 2.2.3.1 of the RRCAS, we verified further civilian areas as vacated, with the vacation of Kidoko Primary School in Central Equatorial State being a notable positive step towards compliance with the implementation process and the provisions of the RRCAS. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on January 21st, 2025, CTSAMVM provided an update on the implementation of the peace agreement during a UNAMIS-sponsored outreach event with traditional community leaders. This nationwide engagement program complements the work of our monitoring and verification teams and enhances awareness of the RRCAS implementation among community leaders. CTSAMVM takes pride in participating in grassroots activities that foster understanding and ownership of South Sudan's peace agreement. The optimism and desire for the peaceful South Sudan is that resonates among the citizenry in both palpable and inspiring. On this uplifting note, I welcome your comments and hereby declare the meeting open. Thank you so much, and God bless South Sudan.